If you're thinking about getting a turbo car in 2025, you need to know these 5 things before you get it. I'm going to give you 5 tips that every turbo owner should know, and these are the most important things that a lot of people don't tell you, and this will save you thousands of dollars and will increase the longevity of your car. Number 1. Change your oil within the first 1,000 miles. Oil is the most important thing you can do in a turbo car. You have to stay consistent with it. Do not skip out on any oil changes. When you buy a car at a factory, they come with something called break-in oil, and it is not meant for long-term use. This oil has high levels of zinc and phosphorus, so it can coat the new surface of the engine. And if there's any imperfections in the middle, like let's say where the pistons go, so as you drive it, the pistons go up and down, and as it's smoothing out the imperfections, the metal scraps are falling into your oil, and you do not want that. After you change your oil for the first time, it's recommended that within every 3,000 to 5,000 miles you do an oil change. But honestly, I feel like every 6 to 7 months is better, because your turbos are spinning way faster than your engine, and the oil is the cooling and lubrication system of both your engine and your turbo. And honestly, I recommend you change your own oil. It's not even that hard. All you need is a pair of car ramps you can buy off Amazon for 60 bucks. You just pop your hood, check on your oil cap, what type of oil you have. Go to the nearest AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something. Make sure you get a high quality synthetic oil like Mobil, and then just search up on Google what car you have and search up what oil filter you have. Get the same oil filter, and boom, it's easy as that. Just change your own oil. I wouldn't recommend taking it to a dealership, because dealerships, they use something called refined oil, or it's also known as reclaimed oil, which is just basically everyone's old oil that they changed, and they clean it and treat it and fill it back in your car. And if you can't tell already, that's the worst thing you can do for your car, especially if it's like a brand new, like let's say a 2025 Honda Civic Si or like a Supra or something. You definitely do not want that anywhere near your car. Number 2, after you're done driving, make sure you put your car in park, idle for a couple seconds, and then turn it off. Now, how long you wait depends on how you drive. If you drove normally and you didn't push the car that hard, your turbo's obviously not going to be spinning that much, so it's not going to create that much heat. So waiting 10 to 30 seconds is fine. But if you really push your car, because let's say you just got it or something and you really want to test it out, depending on the size of your turbo, if it's a small turbo, it can go up to 200,000 RPM, and that's going to create a lot of heat, so you do not want that. So what you're going to do is put your car in park, idle, for about 30 to 60 seconds if you drove it hard, because what that's going to do is your turbo is going to keep cooling down as your car is shooting oil into the turbo to lubricate it and cool it down even more. Because if your turbo is very hot and you instantly turn your car off, your turbo is not going to cool down because there's no oil shooting into it. So whatever oil there is on the turbo is going to stay on the turbo, and it's going to cook, and you don't want that happening, because that's going to end up causing buildup, and it's going to ruin your lifespan of your turbo, and it's going to cost like $5,000 just to repair it. Also, if you really push your car, most stock turbos from factory, they're going to have a manifold cover on top of it so you can't see anything, so they can keep the heat in the turbo and not anywhere else in the engine. But let's say you put like an aftermarket turbo on it, and you see your turbo, you pop your hood after like a long nice drive, and you might see like your turbo's bright red, burning hot. You do not want to alter how it cools down. What I mean by that is, do not pour water on it, do not pour anything on it, because the second you pour water on it, turbo will crack. So I know it's gonna hurt to look at, but you just have to let it cool down naturally. Number 3, the type of oil you put into your car matters. Like I said, your turbo car relies heavily on oil to keep everything running smoothly, especially your turbo. Don't cheap out on your oil. Always use high quality synthetic oil like Mobil, because it's meant for high heat resistant oil, because if the oil can't handle the high temps, it's just going to burn and cook in your turbo, and that's going to shorten your lifespan. And you also do not want to skip your oil changes. If you go past 5,000 miles, it's long past the time you should have changed it, because if you wait too long, your oil will either thicken or become thin. And if it's thick, it flows slower, so it can't lubricate fast enough. And if it's thin, it doesn't properly coat, and it won't cool down your turbo and engine as well as it's supposed to. It can also build sludge over time, which will clog things, and that can potentially cause you to lose power, and it can overheat your engine, because your car is going to be fighting to keep the same power that the ECU is tuned for. Also, when you change your oil, you have to change your oil filter. Try to look for a good brand oil filter. You can get it on Amazon for like $8 or something. You can get a Mobil one, and it's really good, reliable, and it's worth it. Number 4, whenever you first start your car, do not be pushing it to like 4,000 RPM and joyriding. Your engine and your turbo both need a warm up period so the oil can reach its perfect temperature. When you first turn your car on, it's going to be about 1,500 RPM when you're not driving it, when you're just in park. So you have to wait until it drops below 1,000, and then you can slowly drive off. But your oil temperature is still not going to be ideal, so you have to keep driving slowly. If your oil is cold, it's thicker, so it can't lubricate as good. So if you push the high RPM, you can risk wear and overheating. After about a few minutes of driving, your oil should be about 200 to 250 degrees, which is the perfect temperature, and then you can press on it if you want to. Now, I'm assuming all new cars have an oil temperature gauge, but let's say you got like an old car that doesn't have an oil temperature gauge. Your ideal oil temp is going to be a little bit higher than your coolant temp. So if you look at your dials on your car and you see the coolant is right in the middle, that's perfect, because that means your oil is about like maybe 20 degrees hotter, which is good. The fifth and final tip is to watch out for leaks and keep your intake system healthy. Make sure you don't have any leaks in your hoses or intercoolers or gaskets or anything, because obviously it's not good, but it can also hurt your performance and put extra stress on your turbo, because your turbo is going to keep trying to maintain the specific amount of boost that your car is tuned to, which will make it work harder, because if there's a leak, let's say losing 10% of its power, so it has to work harder, and it will cause it to overheat, which will cause more tear, shorten the lifespan of your turbo. Alright guys, those are my 5 tips that I think you should know before you get a turbo car. If you follow these, your engine and turbo will thank you, I promise. If you learned something new, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and if you want more car tips, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what car you drive or what you're planning to get, and I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll see you next one. Peace.